അവിടെ ഇൻസ്റ്റന്റ് മീറ്റിംഗ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് an instant meeting.
A young guy just passed out and has the guts to go into entrepreneurship. And now I tell you, after so many years, he is doing very, very well in his business. It is matter of guts. It is matter of drive.
Yes, yes.
Actually, you need a lot of courage to start to be an entrepreneur. But it's an honor to be an entrepreneur, and equally, it is a very exciting journey that we will discuss again when I present during my presentation. Dr. Kole, what happened? Any technical glitch?
Yes, I am here. I am here. Can you hear
Any
me? Can you hear me?
Absolutely cleanly, but any technical glitch to presentation? Hello?
Are you started presentation, ma'am?
No, I didn't.
No, there is no
Because-
problem. You start presentation. You already.
No. We are late. That's why you cannot do it, no?
No, we are giving permission to you present. We just you click the share option. Share option.
Okay, got it. I didn't start it. I'll doing.
Okay.
Actually, there's a misunderstanding. I at first thought you will be presenting. I will be speaking only. That's why I sent the presentation.
Okay.
I'm doing it. Hang on. Is it visible?
Yes, skin is visible, madam.
Okay, let me start. So today's topic is entrepreneurship and innovation as a career opportunity. Lot of stress nowadays is given on entrepreneurship so that you do for your own, and again, I'm audible now? Hello?
Yeah, clearly audible.
Okay, thank you. Lot of stress is given from the administration and government, etc., on entrepreneurship because it solves two problems simultaneously. In fact, three problems. Entrepreneurship itself is solving a kind of problem. Again, the entrepreneur himself is doing solve his own problem of earning and maintaining his family. Equally, he is appointing, and it is found, economists have found that maximum number of job creation is done by MSME, this middle and small sector entrepreneurs. So he's not only solving his own earning for his own family, but again he is creating environment for other 4-5 families also. Next, this is about me. Professor Mondal has already told you a lot about me, so I don't need this slide. Okay. First, let me introduce the world of entrepreneurship. versus job in an organization. There is both plus and minus in both sides. Entrepreneurship, generally you realize a dream, you do as your you work at your own will. uh, Sometime in some point of time you earn more than greater than what a job could provide. But on the negative side, it is a bit, what should I say, bit, um, it has got inherent risk on it, because 1 month you will earn a lot and next month maybe you won't get money. So in entrepreneurship it is like you have to manage, plan with your money, and that is important. Job is that way secured. You get a fixed package every month. Besides that, the negative side of job is you cannot work on your own. You have to listen to your whatever your boss wishes for. Second thing, there is no, in entrepreneurship you have time freedom. You have to do some job. Okay, in the morning you have some invitation, you have some friends home to go, you finish the job at night. Time is at your own will. But in the job, you have to sit, be there, whether there's job or not, 9 to 5, or that is the fixed time. There lies the difference. And in fact, those budding entrepreneurs, I'll always say that before you jump into this entrepreneurship, you must look at your own finances, because simply at least 1.5 years of starting your company, if you are not un I mean absolutely lucky or abnormally lucky, uh, generally it will take 1.5 years to earn your first packet, generally. But in job, from the first month you start getting money. Next, yeah, what is in entrepreneurship is all about? It is commercialization of a product which is developed either by research, or sometimes the invention is already there, we modified it to cater to the large mass, which is called innovation. So entrepreneurship is all about combining two different worlds. One is scientific research and other is business. We generally say in India that Lakshmi and Saraswati doesn't go, but in entrepreneurship both have to, they cannot fight each other. They have to be friends. Both Lakshmi ji and Saraswati ji has to be friends. These are the steps of entrepreneurship. uh any in the meantime, any question about the risk and the plus points in entrepreneurship, students? If you have any question, please unmute and raise your voice, because I cannot see your hand. No questions, it's okay. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, then let me go to I just have, actually, each slide I show you will take at least 1 week to explain in details. So I'll be jumping. I have just 1 hour in hand. So this is the steps in entrepreneurship. This is a famous Jolly model. This Jolly, you'll be happy to know, is an Indian who was a professor in IIM Lucknow. So he gave this model that first step to entrepreneurship is imagine what you are going to sell, what you are going to deal with. Second is incubate. This is exactly what you're doing right now. Understanding what is entrepreneurship about. It will include your product design, product requirement, product design, uh, marketing, financing, and laws. This is all about incubate. Then demonstrate. Demonstrate is, but in our common parlance, we call it pitching. And this pitching is a very different art altogether. Suppose you met Bill Gates in a party, and you want to tell him about your product, and if he's interested, he can invest in your company. So how long can you demonstrate and talk about things to Bill Gates in a party? Hardly 2 to 3 minutes. So you have to explain. This is called elevator pitch. Elevator actually it is coined in America. They generally say you met someone. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you audible.
Suppose you have, actually somebody's microphone is on. I cannot hear even myself. So, yeah, thank you. So the Americans say that you met someone in the elevator, and how do you explain? Same as you met Bill Gates in a party. So you have just 2 to 3 minutes in your hand to explain your product, what it does, and what is its utility. It's an art. So there are various kinds of pitching. It may ultimately, when you are finalizing with your financer, it may go into hours explaining what is your business model, how you are planning to monetize, how fast you are going to monetize, and so on. Second thing comes promote, which in our terms, marketing. And ultimately, you have to sustain the business. I mean, you have to bear all the cost that is involved into running the business, creating the product, producing the product, and profiting for yourself also. After all, you didn't sit to do charity there, right? Next one. This is a very important part of entrepreneurship, customer discovery. Customer discovery is, before you get into, you think of many products, particularly we the engineering students, when we keep on studying, taking our classes, our professors explain things, and we keep on, this can be done, that can be done, that can be done, this will make a fantastic product. Well, that is there in our imagination, but when we are going to invest in terms of time and money, there is certain procedure to do it so that it is not wasted, right? So this first procedure is customer discovery. So you have to first discover whom you are going to cater, your target population. Maybe you are thinking about doing creating a company. First is something like Coke. Thumbs up. Who will be your target population? Anyone, please volunteer. Please, any of the students, please unmute your mouth and answer that if you want to create a cold drink like Coke or Thumbs Up, who is going to be your target population? Somebody unmute and answer me, please volunteer. If you make wrong statement, doesn't matter. Nobody's going to kill you. Just open up your mouth. Yep, tell me. It has to be interacted. Come on. Who can be your target population, your target market, that for a cold drink like Coke or Thumbs Up?
Ma'am, the
Somebody-
target market can be 18 to 20.
I can't hear
years
you.
old,
Sorry.
Hello?
Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. The young adults, high school and college students, isn't it? Right? Hello? Can't hear you.
Ma'am, up to 30 age group, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Up to 30.
The
Yes.
youngsters,
But generally, youngsters are more interested. Up to 30, you are generally employed and a bit settled. You don't run after taste the thunder, isn't it? So generally, youngsters are main. That doesn't mean that we, the 40 years, don't drink thumbs up. We do, but we are not crazy about it, isn't it? So your target population is youngster who are very excited about you. So target population are those people who are either excited, very excited about your product, or who badly require your product. Second example I'll give is I am working. Suppose I have a factory and I'm producing adult diapers. Okay, adult diapers, diapers for the adults, big diapers. Now, who can be my target population? Tell me.
Ma'am, 70 years plus age group.
Yes, absolutely right. Because they are having incontinence, they cannot always hold the urination, right? That's why they need adult diapers. And even when bedridden sick people also need adult diapers. Okay, good. So you understood your target population. Next, you have to interview the population and you have to understand the exact customer pain point to solve. See, in this case, hardly any of us are going to make a product like Coke or Pepsi, right? We generally are going into innovation of certain kind of either software or some engineering product or maybe some chemicals to solve. So we have to understand, we are trying to understand who are my customers. Then the question is, what is his pain point to solve? So in that way, you have I mean, by that you can only understand by interviewing the customer, right? So before you get into even designing production for away, even you get into investing your time into designing, you have to talk to the on at least a small what should I say, small segment of customers to understand what are the pain points that will help you designing a more effective product. And then just asking somebody, say you want to create something for a panwala or auto driver, okay, say for example, and if you go and ask him, uh, bhai, what is your pain point? And he will fall down. So there is a strategy of interview. You have to converse with these people. Say, for example, I am working in some medical product. I'm a software in some medical software, which will cater the very marginalized and very poor people. So when I interview to them, I cannot talk in such technical terms. English far away. I cannot in Bengali also. I cannot talk in such technical terms. What strategy should be? Strategy should be talking to them like you are doing gupshup and chatting with them, right? Then you are curious, asking, আচ্ছা ইয়ে ऐसा এরকম হলে আমরা কি করব, ওরকম হলে আমরা তোমরা কি করো, এই হলে কি করো, ওই হলে কি করো, okay? That's a strategy of asking. The strategy cannot be the same to the people who are very marginalized. Strategy should be different if we're talking to a highly educated doctor, say, or an engineer or a manager, right? So strategy is very important. Then you have to select the mode of interview. In certain person, for example, to those marginalized and poor people, it has to be in person. But if you're talking to some professional who is extremely busy, so he hardly would give time to talk to you in person, then maybe you can WhatsApp him that what is your good time, I want to talk to you over phone. Maybe he'll give you some time, then you can talk to him over phone, and that's it. He won't spare any more time to you. And in certain cases it can be hybrid. Say you are talking to some old lady in the village, you call you know his her son, and you call up the son and tell him that give your phone to your mother. So you talk to the mother. Then mother is very old, so you again call the son to your place, and rest of the talking you do to him in person. Okay. Then the habitat, the target population where they are staying. In Coke case, we are generally was thinking about young adults, urban. I'm sure you are not thinking of some santals and some mundas in the remote village to sell cokes and Pepsi, right? So habitat of population interviewed, that is also should be taken into consideration. This is all about customer discovery. Am I clear? Hey, somebody, please open up your mic and react. Otherwise, I'm feeling like I'm talking to the wall. Am I clear about customer discovery?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Design thinking. Now you know what you should produce, and now you sitting with the design of your product. Okay. Now I'll tell you about one product which is a classic MBA case. When you study MBA, they teach you in this about this product and this case, which not to take to market, the product that you should not take to market. So the interim CEO of the company is called Iridium. He says that it is a typical case study in how not to introduce a product. First, we created a marvelous technological achievement, then we are asked to go to make money on it. And what missed was the last slide I have shown, customer discovery, the pain point of the users who is going to use your product. Now look at this picture. Look at this picture very carefully. This is your forefather of your mobile phone. Definitely you will start laughing looking at this, that this is a mobile phone, right? So was launched in 1995. It is called the company is called Iridium. This is called Iridium phone. Let's see what they did. What they did is, this is a Iridium satellite company. It's an American company, and they were so excited. Instead of doing customer survey, they started working on on the phone, on the satellite phone. Okay, even today's mobile also work on the satellite, but problem is where, just see, satellite, they are so excited that they have huge investment and have a 66 active satellites in space and 9 spares. If one satellite is down, one of the spares will be activated. Okay, to use worldwide voice and data communication from handheld satellite units. Okay, what the picture you have seen is a satellite unit. First thing, look at the design. It is so heavy. You cannot carry it and move here and there. And for us ladies, it is even a tough job. So they didn't do the customer discovery, and what was the result? Because Iridium's technology depended on online side between the phone antenna and orbiting satellite and the phone has to be in a satellite antenna. There's antenna, have you seen? Most probably you have noticed that satellite has a long antenna. Even if you can remember, when the mobile was introduced way back, say end of 90s, they used to have a small antenna on top of the phone. Nowadays we don't have. So anyway, it has big antenna, and this antenna has to be aligned with any of the satellite where the at the geographical coordinate the person is standing at. Okay, so Naturally, the subscribers were unable to use the phone in moving cars, inside buildings, and many urban location which is not covered by that whose coordinate is not covered by that typical satellite position, right? Moreover, even open fields, the user has to align the phone in just right in the corner to get a good connection to the absolutely has to be absolutely straight line from the earth to the satellite. So I mean it's a very difficult task, you cannot see the satellite. So as a top industry consultant in an interview said, you cannot expect a CEO traveling on business to Bangkok and then one phone comes, he leaves the building and walk outside on a street corner and pull out a 3,000, and it was exorbitant in price. Look at this, $3,000 phone. So Iridium fail on its face. Okay, so I guess you have developed a product which is very well designed, which has taken all care of customer pain points, customer utility, and you are roughly expecting, you have again after the designing, you have again spoken to the customers and they were quite excited about it. You give to some people free of cost to use it, and you have a positive feedback. So you are now ready to take the thing into market. Now there is a parallel run, parallel drive. One is intellectual property right, and another is marketing the product. Why should you go for intellectual property right? It is because as means of protection of your innovation idea, because you will be selling your product, but before you could make enough money as to cover the cost of production, somebody else will take your idea and make another product. Maybe he is cash rich, he has huge finance investment, and he will take away your clients. So as a means of protection of your innovation idea, and intellectual property right as such is an asset. Suppose you do some innovation, you create an intellectual property right, and you can sell your intellectual property right. You must have heard about people selling their patents with a humongous sum of money. Yes, tell me, have you heard about it? This is very prevalent in the United States. Many scientists and technologists have minted money on this. Have you heard about it? Open up your mic. Tell me. Yes or no? Hello? Students, open up your mic. Is there anybody?
Someone write it in chat something. Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Sorry?
Chat box, someone writing, some student is writing. Yes, ma'am.
Any one of you unmute your mic, and sometimes I'll be asking questions. Please answer me. Otherwise, I'm not understanding whether I'm audible or whether I'm clear, etc., etc. Right? I'm trying to explain something to you. Okay. When I'm asking question, please do answer me. So, have you heard about Dr. Moni Bhaumik? নাম শুনেছেন আপনারা কেউ? Dr. Moni Bhaumik? Answer me, please. Open up your mic. Any one of you. Keep writing
Dr.
and
Moni Bhaumik is inventor of laser ray for the eye surgery.
Exactly. And he is a billionaire. How did he do that? He didn't create any company. He didn't create any business. How did he do that? He only have been doing his research, creating products, and selling his patents to companies who are using his lasers. Okay, that is one example of asset creation through intellectual property right. Okay, next. This one is, or what kind of intellectual property right you can do. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of intellectual property right that you can create by law. Okay. Of them, patents is the toughest one. And we hear so much about patents. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this screen. Intellectual property. What are types of intellectual property types? Okay. The legal things I'll tell you to take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this. Patents, what they are used for? They are used for new inventions that is capable of commercial applications. As somebody said, that Dr. Moni Bhaumik has created lasers, various different frequency laser beams, which are used in very different things. So he patented every frequency and sold the patents. That's it. And how do you get a patent? You have to apply to the patent authority of your country. In case of international, you have to apply different countries, because one patent for all over the world is not till now possible. So for wherever after you have patented in your country, then if you are seeing that you can have enough money, because the process of patenting is pretty expensive, so you should go to the other country where you are operating, where you are doing your business, apply for the patent to their patent authority, their IP ministry. Okay. And also you can if you, anybody interested in patenting and patenting laws, can go to a website. Please do write down WIPO, WIPO, WIPO.com. You can Google it. So those who are interested in patents can go to WIPO website, can register with them. You will get regular newsletters, etc., etc. Next is copyright. This copyright seen, even you are seeing in this presentation in my name. So, and you must have seen it in many books. It is nothing but, or it only gives, you don't have to apply anywhere or get a registration or examination, etc. But what you should write, if you are the original creator of any artistic form or any product of its, generally it applies to artistic creations and writings. So you'll see that this C marking is good enough. It exists automatically. You don't have to apply anywhere. Trademarks. You will see a lot of trademarks. Say this Coca-Cola sign. Look at this Coca-Cola sign. Okay. And if you look carefully to a Coca-Cola bottle, you'll see this TM thing. Just follow my cursor, huh? TM thing over this Coca-Cola writing. This is called trademarks. It's a distinctive identification or a brand identification of a mark or a creative logo or a creative uh, business brand, and it is attached to that brand identity. And once you have a trademark, that particular design cannot be copied to anyone, and anyone does it, you can sue the person. Again, like patent, if somebody infringes your patent, you have patented for a product, somebody sees the product and tries to do and create somehow what should I say, clone of your product, you can sue the person if you have for the patent of the product. Similarly, you can sue any person copying your trademark. Second thing is registered designs. There are certain artistic designs, um, particularly in case of advertisement, in case of various designers, in case of designer dresses, etc. People use these registered designs on its external appearance. I mean, how do it look? Patent is how does it work? Trademark and registered designs are how does it look? And registered designs has to be registered. Okay. And third is trade secret. Trade secret is any information, that is any procedure that you follow in your business to create a product which is not known to public, should be treated as trade secret. Now there is no governmental or organizational, uh, should I say, protection for a trade secret. Trade secret should be, it is your responsibility to keep the secret, right? And your way out is reasonable efforts to keep a secret. How do you do? For example, there are a lot of products which are similar to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola cannot sue any other person for its recipe to create a drink similar to Coca-Cola, but they don't taste exactly the same as Coca-Cola. Why? Because nobody, even the employees who are working in Coca-Cola company factory, do not know the recipe of Coca-Cola. It is kept as a secret in a secret locker of a particular company, particular family who is owning this Coca-Cola company. Okay. So this is all about intellectual property protection. What kind of properties you can get, and I already told you how you can monetize your own IP right. Next, you have to come to marketing. Actually, the two exercises, while you put your product for patenting, you will start marketing efforts, because it takes time to market and place a what is called positioning of a product into the market. What is that? You can again take a screenshot of this marketing steps. So STP is segmentation, targeting, positioning. Simple thing, available market. Last while we are talking about, say, adult diaper, that is meant for 70 plus people. Okay. Then available market is what? Theoretically, you can sell it to the whole world, and go to your Google uncle and asking how many people are there in the world who are 75 years old, what is the population size. They will tell you a few crores. So that number of, say, 100 crores is your available market. But sitting here in India, being a startup, can you really practically access this 100 crores of people? No, practically impossible. You can sit in India, you cannot really approach a 70 years old or 75 years old in Timbuktu, right? Then comes segmentation. Segmentation is your available market and which segment of the market you can really approach. For example, your segmentation is India. Sitting here in Kolkata as a startup, you can approach anyone, any market in India, right? So that is your segmentation. And targeting is what? Targeting is when you go into market, what is your target? Your target is make some quick money so that you can cover your first product creation cost. Next, the covering the production cost and maintaining an office, all these costs are recurring one. But production cost is once you have spent it, once you by selling the product through its profit, once you make up the cost you have incurred in creating the product, your design, your assistance, etc., etc., and maybe some expert consultation you had to take. So all this comes under the purview of your production cost. Now, Forrest, when we are talking into costing, I didn't cover finances over here because it will take, but it will take far long away from 1 hour's time slot. So cost is something, what you know, the amount of money you spend creating a product, it is called capital cost. Capital cost also covers those things which withstands years and years assets, say your table, your chair, your AC, your fan, and maybe you can afford to buy a office space. These all are your company's assets, and this asset are useful over years and years and years. This is called capital cost, the cost you incurred in creating these assets. And assets are called, including your product and your product design and your patent, is are your assets, and these assets are called capital assets, because you will be having benefit, taking benefit of these assets for years and years and years. This is something capital assets and cost in nutshell. There are a lot of other details to it. And cost, there's two kind of cost. One is capital cost. Capital cost is the cost you have incurred creating a capital asset, and capital are and there is another kind of cost which is called revenue cost. Revenue cost is what? Your day to day cost, your employee salary, your electric bill, and your maintenance of your office, maybe water, etc., etc., that and your stationery and all these things that you every maybe tea and coffee even comes under purview of your revenue cost, because sitting in your office for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, you'll be having coffee, tea, and all these things, refreshments. So all this comes under the purview of revenue cost, that is incurred every month, every year, like that. But the cost expenditure is complete within 1 year. It should not pour out to the next year. That is called revenue cost. A revenue asset is what? You paid the electricity bill, and your fan and all your machines are working. That is your revenue asset. Okay. The asset that you can enjoy within 1 year's time. Okay. Again, targeting. So your target will be to fastest cover up the capital cost you have incurred creating your product. Next will be the capital expenses you have done creating your office, your infrastructure. So what will be your target? Your target will be the lowest hanging fruit, quickest money you get from the segment in front, which is sitting in front of you, and where you can sell and earn the quickest money. This is called targeting. First, you will target that covers your capital cost. Next, you target that brings you. There's one term that you should be aware of, which is called BEP, break even point. When you have earned enough to cover your capital cost, is the point, sales point, the number of products you have sold. It's called BEP, break even point. Next, you'll start profiting, right? You next you'll start earning that extra, which after covering all the costs will go to your pocket, right? So targeting is, first target is BP, covering those area where you'll get quick money to cover your capital expenses that you have spent from your pocket. Next will be where you can do some quick placement of your product, I mean sales. so that you can start making some profit. After all, you have to sustain yourself, right? So, this is about segmentation and targeting. Positioning is, again, positioning is part of design thinking. You'll design your product such a way that its packaging, marketing strategy, and everything goes hands in hand, so that you quickly start selling and expanding your market. It's called positioning. Next is, okay, sorry, I have to go. It's boring, but I have to go little bit into laws, as I cannot avoid intellectual property right, bit into laws, and it's boring, but you have to understand this. Similarly, and also if somebody wants, who is interested, can take a screenshot of this. This is very interesting, and it is will be useful for you. There are two types of companies that work in India. One is registered with ROC. ROC is a organization under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It is called, a minute, I'm sorry, just a minute. Uh, sorry, I had a choking. Um, ROC stands for Registrar of Companies. One IAS officer sits on top of it, and he runs this organization where all companies has to be registered. And there are some very small single owner company, that pop and mom shop that you have in nook and corner of your neighborhood, that is the grocery shop, small grocery shop, and all this. They are unregistered with ROC. They are not registered with ROC. So there can be two types of companies. One is unregistered. Say, you can see that the shop's name, Hanuman Bhandar, proprietor, blah blah blah. Uh, These are unregistered companies. They are called proprietorship. And there can be some small business which is started by two friends. Say they are partners or three friends, and they have their own profit sharing equity division. It is called partnership, and partnership need not be registered with ROC. But ROC, being a part of Department of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, being registered with ROC carries a lot of incentives and helps from Government of India. Lot of monetary incentives. It's very profitable to create companies that is registered with ROCs. Now there are types of companies that can be registered with ROC are three kinds. One is one person company. Nowadays, previously it was that you need minimum 2% to create a company that is registered with ROC. But nowadays it is called OPC, one person company. There will be one owner or one director of the company, but he has to nominate somebody else to be registered at one person company. And second is LLPs. Nowadays you hear a lot about LLPs, a limited liability partnership. It is two or more people formed a company. Minimum members will be two and more people created a company and registered with ROC. This is called LLP. And the third is private limited company, that you hear blah 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 private limited. That is a proper private limited company registered with ROC. And this table shows are the I mean the facilities that you have forming such kind of companies. Of course, there are another kind of company which is called limited company. For example, Reliance Limited, or say Infosys Limited. These are enormous companies who are registered with the who are registered with the share stock exchange of India. There are two stock exchanges mainly working, famous and big. One is Bombay Stock Exchange and another is National Stock Exchange in Delhi. And they can, what they can do is they can take money from the market, like selling their shares. People buy and sell trade shares, and these big company shares are sold through these stock exchanges. So right now we are not talking about big companies. Let us limit ourselves to the small companies. So 1% company, minimum member is 1%. Unregistered company do whatever, government is not going to interfere. Only income tax will come and your GST will come and take the taxes. That's it. Unregistered companies, there no other liability. But in this case, there are restrictions. So in case of private limited and limited liability LLPs, you need at least 2% to own the company. But OPC is 1% is okay. Compliance is what the kind of reports and returns you have to submit with ROC, with Government of India. So compliance is very high. Lot of papers, lot of reports you have to register with the government. It is very high in case of private limited company. In case of OPC, it's moderate because the company is basically standing on the shoulder of one person. That's the reason. And number three, in case of LLP, it's not much compliance is needed. Okay. Raising capital. Why people go for registering with ROC? Besides the government helps, it is very easy to raise capital. You sell your equity, I mean your stake in the profit, and you can borrow money from investors. There are angel investors, there's incubators, etc., etc. Even government, they themselves have various schemes to provide investment to the startups and small companies. So for raising capital, it is very easy for private limited company because it has so high compliance. There's very hardly any chance for doing any kind of unlawful activity for a private company. And ease of raising capital is moderate in case of LLP, but in case of OPC, it is very difficult, almost similar as unregistered companies. It's very difficult for unregistered companies to formally, officially raise capital. I mean, take investments from the capitalists, from angels, etc., venture capitalist angels, etc. They will never be interested in investing in a unregistered company. And conversion is it is private limited company. When it is seeing that compliance definitely carries a cost of the CA, etc. So when it sees that it is not doing that well, so that to reduce its cost, it can be converted into LLP so that their compliance is low. But in case of LLP, if it wants to convert into private limited, it cannot do that before 2 years of operation. Same for 1% company, it cannot be converted into private limited before 2 years of operation. So guys, that's all about basically entrepreneurship and creating a startup. Now open up your mic and tell me. I'm going back. I'm stopping sharing. Okay. Open up your mic and tell me if you have any questions. And my last question is, how would you you are interested in going into creating a company for yourself, creating a startup for yourself? Tell me. Or any other technical things I have explained to you. If you have any other queries and questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. So unmute your mic and tell me. Best will be raise your hand if you want more than one question is there, and then tell me one by one. Hello,
Student,
chat. Hello,
student, do
students.
you have any question?
Students, please unmute your mic and let me know.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello.
First, you introduce yourself. Give me your
Okay,
name.
I'm Shavir Alam from second year electrical department. So as you
Okay.
were saying about patents and intellectual property rights, so I have a question. What are NFTs? What are NFTs?
What are?
NFTs.
Sorry,
NFTs. Hello, ma'am.
NFT. What is
Yes,
NFT?
ma'am. That's what I'm asking. Na, you were saying about like intellectual property rights, and recently I was reading about NFTs. That is about some graphic or like.
No, NFT is, I don't think any recognized intellectual property right. Now, there are a lot of jargons go around. Huh. NFT is not nothing recognized by as intellectual property right by law. Law recognizes the 5 or 6 intellectual property rights I have shown you. So NFT is at least I don't know.
Shavir, ma'am, give us the classification of IPR basically. Okay, so how many types of IPRs are available? So whatever you are telling, that may be
I
a
told you
particular kind of technology. The name must not be known to us at this moment. If it's a particular kind of technology, then it goes to somewhere between that classification.
Exactly. So
Okay.
you did you take a screenshot of the graphics I gave you, table I gave you? No. Screenshot.
Yes, ma'am. I
স্ক্রিনশট নিয়েছিলেন কি কেউ? নইলে আমি আরেকবার শেয়ার করে দেখিয়ে দিচ্ছি। নানা ধর ৫-৬ ধরনের যে আইপি রাইট গুলো হয় না?
কপি করে দিচ্ছি, ঠিক আছে?
Have anybody taken the screenshots? Or should I start
নিয়েছি ম্যাডাম।
taking?
ব্লক মানে কি
বলুন।
অন্য কোনো অ্যাকাউন্ট থেকে পরে পেমেন্ট করতে পারবেন।
সাহেব কেউ স্ক্রিনশট নিয়েছে? আমি কি আরেকবার স্টার্ট করব?
ওই সাহেবকে দাও নি।
I'm not getting any answer, please. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, the host is already taking some screenshots.
Okay, fine. Actually, it is being recorded. It is being recorded, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes, yes, it is recorded.
Then you keep 2 tables handy. One is the IP right and the other is the type of companies you have. These two are very important. And the third thing that can help you is the marketing. I have told you about positioning, targeting, etc. Because ultimately, when you go for funding, etc., you have to give what in our terms we call it TAM, SOM, TOM, etc. That is, first TAM means total available market that you have to calculate and give to your investor, otherwise he won't be interested in invest. He has to, end of the day, he has to calculate what kind of performance you can do, and he'll be investing money on you. Then what will be his profit? And end of the day, he's looking for his interest and profit on his investment, isn't it? So TAM, SOM means serviceable obtainable market. I told you about market target. So SOM is that part of market that you are already capable to cater to serve. Okay, so these things will come. So from the presentation, you take up that table also and try to use. I could not talk much because already time is over. So you need to Google these terms and read about it. Okay, so we are close to. I guess there's no other question, right?
I have a small question, madam. Can you
Yes.
just
Yes, please.
just tell a little bit about the registered design as a technical person? How it can be intellectual?
Design registration is
Yes.
design registration is I have already shown.
Yeah, yes, you are shown.
Yes.
Just I have not followed that one. Can you please once again?
You have, yes, as you have to, just like as you register your patents, you have to
Yes, yes.
apply to the patents authority or
Yes.
IP rights authority for registration of design. Though I did not talk about engineering designs, I was talking about advertisement designs, etc., and artistic designs. But of course, engineering designs should be registered. Okay.
That part I am actually asking as a technical person
Mhm.
regarding registered design. What category of design can fall under it?
It is registered design registration. Just hold on. Hold on a second. I'll show you. I'm sharing the screen again. You see, can you see? Can you see my screen?
Till
Dr.
now
Mohan?
not coming. Till now not it is coming. Yeah, yeah, it is visible. It is
Yeah.
visible.
You see, follow my cursor. This is registered design. Registration that you have to apply to the IP authority where you apply the patents. And your lawyer will help you designing, creating the application. So you have to apply and get a registration for your design. Maybe it's a electric circuitry or things like that.
Yes, yes. I am
Yes.
asking that one. If I design an electric circuit,
No,
so
Yes,
that
you.
Devashish, I am interfering. If you are
Uh-huh.
designing a electric circuit, that will come under patent. Here, Madam is telling about registered design means industrial design. Suppose you have designed a particular lock, a design of a lock, or design of a bottle, plastic bottle, or
design
design of a
that is
chair.
device, any
No,
device
no,
or
it is
equipment.
not a device.
Device will
If
come
you are
under
doing a
patent, sir.
device, it is come under patent. But suppose you have go for industrial design of a shelf, a
I'll
bookshelf
give you
out
an
of unit, or
example.
a
I'll give
plastic
you an
bottle, or a
example.
plastic chair, in such a way.
See,
So this design
look
has
at the
been.
shape of the Coke bottle. Look at the shape of the Coke bottle. Okay. The structure of this bottle is, the design of this Coke bottle is registered.
Okay.
Nobody else can copy that.
Yes.
Okay.
Got the point.
I'm stopping the sharing. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Last question to my students. Students, raise your hand. How many of you are interested in going into entrepreneurship? Let me see my result also. Students, raise your hand. See, let me see how many I have motivated. Please react, students. Good. One. Nishant, what is your surname? Nishant Thakur?
Sam Thakur, unmute yourself and talk to madam.
Okay. And who else? Nobody's interested in going into entrepreneurship? Students, please react. Otherwise, I don't understand how effective I am. Hello? Okay. Yes? Okay. Then, sir, I have to call it for the day. Let us close this cohort.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Many thanks, madam, for your nice and motivating lecture in this session.
Thank you.
Again, thanks to you for giving us your valuable time in spite of your very busy schedule. I think all the participants will be highly benefited for this lecture. On behalf of organizing committee of IIC cells, thanks to all the participants and faculty members. Thanks to the management of our society for supporting to us for organizing this event. The IIC cell, our society will organize this type of event in future also. I hope more and more students will join and actively participate in this type of event. Your active participation has made this event successful. Thanks to once again all. Please give your feedback in the feedback link. Giving in the chat box. Please give this one feedback. Thank you, madam, once again, and all the faculty member and all the students also.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.